Yeah, I was watching. I think I was watching like a Instagram reel or like an interview that Lil Uzi had, and he was saying how he got his name from literally a crackhead. I was
I
like,
mean,
that's
it's a
insane.
tough name,
But it's
but
weird like that, you know. You just never
yeah,
know. So
no
one
facts.
of his buckets gave him the name. So I was
Yeah.
like, that's crazy. Lil Uzi Vert.
Let's just start off by diving into, I think, the question that I had the first time I stumbled upon you.
Mm.
That was, where did you get your name? Because,
Okay.
like, as soon as I saw the username, I'm like, yo, this shit's tough. But I'm like, where did you get the Moeski from?
The username. Okay, so the username is which is Moeski with a rocket. I don't even know. Like that kind of came about just like me sitting in my room, like fuck, I
Mm.
gotta change my Instagram name, you know? Cause
Yeah,
before I
yeah.
don't know what it was. I think it was like my Govy, you know? It was like around
Oh,
that time. So
shit.
this is a long time ago, like 2016. And
Fuck.
my friend, my close friend H, shout out H, he makes music too.
Mm-hmm.
I think one day randomly he just called me Moeski, like in the gym
Really?
playing basketball or something, you know?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
random, and I was like, Moeski, you know, that's kind of hard because obviously, like being from Toronto, like Toronto slang is like, you know, you call each other broski, like that's my dog, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah. Facts.
Moeski kind of fit into that. It's kind of cringe, it's kind of weird like that, but honestly, like since that day, like it kind of just fit, and then me making my Instagram Moeski with a rocket,
Mm.
it just kind of, you know, I
That's
don't know, it's
sick.
kind of fitting. It rolled off the tongue.
That's dope. I feel like from all the stories I always hear of guys with like names, like it's either like they get their shit from like Xbox
It's
fucking
random, yeah. Or
gamer tags or some
I heard
shit.
that shit before too.
But it's the one consistency is that it's always somebody else gives you the name. It's like
Yeah, I was watching.
there's
I think I was
different like
watching like a Instagram reel or like an interview that Lil Uzi had, and
mm.
he was saying how he got his name from literally a crackhead. I was
I
like,
mean,
that's
it's a
insane.
tough
But
name,
it's
but
weird like that, you know. You just never
yeah,
know. So
no
one
facts.
of his buckets gave him the name. So I was
Yeah,
like, that's crazy.
no,
Lil Uzi Vert.
no, that's dope though. I mean, Moski was that fucking you know that unique name that like I saw him like at first I didn't even pronounce it right. I was like Moeski.
Yeah,
But then after I heard the right pronunciation, I'm like, yeah,
it's
this
because it's
is
kind of spelled weird too. I guess you could say it should have been Moski, but I don't know. Mo, like when people used to
yeah.
call me Mo,
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah,
Moe,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And fucking I don't know. I just put a ski at the end of it. It's Moeski.
No, it's tough.
People
It's
will
tough.
probably still mispronounce it if they haven't heard my name pronounced before.
Yeah,
But Moeski, yeah. If they see this interview, they're gonna know what's up.
facts. No, no, no. It's tough. It's tough because like, a name is a very important first aspect of the artist, and it's very cool to see an artist that doesn't have fucking little in their name like everybody else, or
Yeah, for
that doesn't
sure.
have that fucking cliche kind of shit. So I feel like today a lot of artists be doing some new shit, and like I know like just you and like even your good homie SB,
Mm,
even his name's tough as fuck. You know, it's
yeah,
like both of you guys got some like really unique shit that I haven't seen before, especially coming out of Toronto. Everybody, I mean, I think a lot of people now are doing like unique shit, but like yours was just on a different level where you had your artist name, but then your Instagram also had something cool.
yeah,
Kind of like how Drake has Champagne Poppy, right? Where it's like
yeah. It's
it's just
totally different.
like what the fuck is that? And then
Yeah, honestly, I would think about that too. Like, far as you're talking about Instagram names,
mm,
like, cause obviously I'm not verified like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
as of now, but you know soon will be.
facts.
But when I do, I always think about if I wanted to be Moeski or Rocky all the time, or like maybe when
Just
I'm
shorten it to
verified or I get
Moski,
a
yeah,
chance like to change it, I could just have it Moeski.
yeah.
But I don't know how the whole verification shit works. Like, do you get the option to change your name like to whatever you want? Because I think there is another account, and it's like literally so like
Like,
not
is it
active
dead
at
or
all.
is
It's
it?
dead. Like it's not active. I think it's like a family, like
I
some
have the
mom's account.
same issue with DMTV. The account is from 2014 and has never been active since then.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to take it down as soon as I get my
Literally,
shit.
I think
Like,
I'm like I wanted it at one point just to have, you know, just
yeah,
to
of
have like
course.
that like
Because like even if you're not verified, it just the fact that you got your own
yeah, it's
fucking
just
name is
the
like
essential of just to have
like yeah,
like just
yeah,
having the name, you know what I'm saying? Mostly
facts.
like even if I wasn't gonna use it, I get to have it. So I DM the person too. I was like, I'll buy it off you, you know, because that's what happens
bro, it's literally digital real estate. Like,
yeah,
it's worth
exactly.
money.
So I was
It's
like,
worth
and then
money.
I never got a response. So I was like, fuck, I wonder how it
Same.
works when you're verified. Like, do you get that option to choose?
It's not that when you're verified, it's when that you're. I mean, I guess it's way easier when you're verified. I know one option is that you actually copyright the name, so that like you can go through Instagram and be like, yo, I've actually
I own
trademarked this name. I own it. They don't have to, but if you are a well-known artist, they will do it.
Yeah.
I know that like eventually, even if you get verified with Moeski with the Rocket, eventually later down the road, if you get the right people that work at Instagram, you could probably hit them up, be like, yo, are you able to just kind of like delete that account and just give it to me, because you're already well known, like you know, like you've like verified, you're a fucking top artist, whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's a lot easier. But it's more of who you know than like even size, because Instagram, it's not like they they don't have to do the shit for you. Even if you have trademarks, they don't have to. It's like, it's up to them to decide if they want to do it too, which is a fucking annoying part, where if like that person that day doesn't want to give you that name, even though you have trademarks, they don't have to. But I mean, eventually, like, hopefully, you know, one day you can shorten that shit. But even now, even with the one you have now,
I'm still rocking with it.
Yeah, like, as long as you're happy with what you got right now, then it's blessed. Because like, I hate when, like, you know, like, you got to put underscores. Like, mine has fucking, you know, like my personal got underscores.
Yeah.
The worst part is that nobody else uses my name, but my actual name without underscores is unavailable.
Oh, that's annoying.
Because like, everyone always asks me, why the fuck do you have underscores?
I try to stay away from like the underscores and the numbers and stuff, because then it's like
that, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It just looks. That's why I was telling you, like, having that option to just have Moeski. It just looks, you know,
it just looks better.
Good.
Yeah, facts. Because like that one is a good way to kind of like have something with, like, before you get verified.
Yeah, because nowadays, like you know, your meet for like upcoming artists and stuff, like you could have like crazy music, you know what I'm saying? But nowadays it's a lot about like image and stuff. So image, marketing obviously, but a lot like people come like click your page because the whole essential of it, you know, they like how it looks. It gives them this vibe.
Yeah, no, trust.
So a lot of that going on nowadays too. It's like, yes, music is part of it. But from what I learned, because I'm still learning, like I'm nowhere where I want to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, trust.
So obviously this is my first interview ever, and you know, it's not even like I have 10,000 Instagram followers. Like, I'm under that shit right now. So I'm still learning. But far as what I've learned, like, I've seen like you could have good music and have like no image, and you know, and not be representing yourself how you should be.
As proper.
And you could not have any views, but your music could still be really good. But I know people that, you know, their image is crazy and their music is mediocre, but their fan base and their views are still, you know,
strong as fuck.
It's looking nice. The graphs are looking nice for them. So
yeah, no,
that's what I've been learning.
That's definitely a good pointer, I guess, for a lot of entry levels, especially for us in Toronto. I feel like there's very few people that are doing shit proper.
Yeah,
because a lot of them be just following that, like, you know, especially like, because the part that I'm hoping that with DMTV, since this is kind of like a pretty early interview as well, of this whole series that I'm doing.
This your first one, right?
This is my second interview, but
okay.
It's still early as fuck. So I mean, like, Toronto is just kind of fucked right now in that sense, where like the real talent ain't getting shit. That's where DMTV is like, I'm trying to build this fucking empire of like, we can change the, like, literally like the overall how things work. I want to be able to get an artist on the level of like fucking, you know, of like Nav or like fucking Drake.
That'd be crazy. Now you're going crazy, and
like,
you're I think you're the only guy doing it all right now, to be honest. As far as, you know, you're shooting videos, you're doing the whole behind the scenes stuff, you got your own channel going on, DMTV, your brand, you know, and now you're doing interviews too. Like, this guy's going in. Shout out to you.
Appreciate that, broski. I mean, it needed to be done. Like, the fucking door was open, no one was doing it. Articles, like, I just even
you do a lot, bro.
I just recently launched basically daily articles. I did it for a week of just daily articles. It was fucked. It was crazy. I mean, I love it. It's just because I wasn't shooting, like, you know, like, I'm actually still editing our video that, like, we shot, which by the time this comes out is, you know, has already been out. But
for sure,
the music video is set. Took us a while to shoot. I spent a lot of time on this fucking project.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that, like, trust, when that shit comes out, which obviously.
So wait, you're gonna drop this before the video or after?
I'm gonna drop. We'll drop this after the video.
Okay.
So this will probably come out like from the day that we're shooting this on, which is what, today's the 12th. We're gonna post this probably about a week or 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
So all of you should have already seen the fucking video. I mean,
Yeah, we went crazy on
no
that
trust,
shit.
like most definitely. Like it was fucking cold as well. Like
Yeah, it was
all the days we shot, it was fucked.
It was all just off the top, to be honest, over the top.
I mean,
natural feel, and
that's
it came
the
out
most
good.
important part with me. That's the one thing I always set with DMTV videos is that it's gotta be natural, fun. Like we build the relationships before we get on set, and we literally went to the mall on our first fucking day, bought some clothes and shit, chilled, and then filmed the fucking shots that that we needed. Got some crazy stuff. Literally, we filmed the projector scenes as soon as you guys see the BTS in my basement in this fucking house. Just set up a fucking white sheet and blasted a cheap $100 Amazon projector on it, and the shot was that. It's just a little bit of creativity, but the base idea was there. Like I had the base idea for the video,
yeah, super
written,
different.
but I always have my mind open because run and gun is cool. I don't fuck with guys that just do run and gun when there's no planning. Like the sweet spot is where you have the base idea of what you want, like you know what you want, and then you go out there and then you let happen whatever happens.
Yeah,
that's when you get the best result. If you just do the shit off the dome with no fucking planning at all, no vision, then
you gotta have a vision. You gotta have some sort of
at least the vision. You don't even have to plan anything. Just at least the vision. If you got the vision of what you want, even if you don't got the location set, you just go whatever. Like you can make work. But if you got nothing, like you pull up and you just go off the top without even having any plan at all, zero. It never works. I guess moving from that topic, what's your relationship life looking like right now?
Relationship life.
If there is one right now.
I mean, yeah, as far as I'm single right now. As far as relationships, definitely single.
I mean, business first, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, me being locked down in a relationship, obviously I've been in relationships in the past, but the main reason I feel like it just hasn't been working out, or the reason I'm not in a relationship, is because how time consuming it is.
Yeah.
And if I'm really gonna hold somebody down, if I'm really gonna hold a girl down, I gotta be able to give her the time that she deserves.
Yeah. No,
and if I can't give her the time that she deserves, then there's no point. Because I have honestly I have a lot of things on my list that I gotta do. For me to think about relationships, to get into that is a lot right now. So honestly, even that when it happens naturally, it's better. I'm not looking for that or nothing.
Yeah, no facts.
But
I feel like it's that's exactly my exact response, and I feel like it's for some people it's weird. It's yo, you're fucking 20, about 21, it's you haven't been in a relationship. Bro, I got business to fucking deal with.
No cap. Yeah.
It's obviously, and it's that exact
time is very limited,
It is, yeah. And it's you want to if you find somebody, you want to give them the time, but it's yo, when I get shit settled, I'll have all the fucking time in the world to fucking show somebody. At that point, I could literally from day one go to these crazy places because I'm gonna have the connections, the money, whatever the fuck.
Exactly.
Should show that person the fucking world instead of going now. I mean, it's nice to build with somebody, but these days it's not easy to find. For us as guys, it's not easy for us to find a girl that's gonna be that's interested in being in the fucking process, especially these days.
Yeah,
it's possible, but it's so fucking hard to find, and it's I feel like it's just the one thing that's been holding me back was literally the time. I just don't have fucking time.
That's just how it goes nowadays. It's just get your shit done, and I just hit the shit out of this mic, but
no
should be blessed. But yeah, single still.
Facts. Well, I mean, that was just a curious thought because I know that some people might have a question because what if because I know that some people think
definitely
that every artist is fucking in a relationship or is always busy with girls and stuff, but it's for those artists that are, it's bro, they've they either have big teams that do everything for them, or they're already established because they have the fucking time to do this shit. Everybody else they're working, they're grinding, and it's if you don't find a girl that wants to grind with you, it's but I feel for some people they need to hear that shit because
for sure.
If you ain't fucking ready, don't do it. Especially high school, I know that the big pressure is always oh, get fucking laid or get fucking it's bro, that shit don't fucking matter, bro. That shit's if the time's right, the time's gonna be right, but don't fucking rush that shit. And I feel especially if you're in the entertainment business, focus on your thing because this business is taxing as fuck on the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, spend that extra time with family.
Yeah, no
Family is
cap,
way
no
fucking
doubt,
more important, bro.
no doubt, no doubt.
Just that's kind of important. Like I learned, like I spent so much time on the fucking computer, bro. It's fucked. Like the amount of hours just grinding on shit.
Nah, you gotta throw family time in there for sure. You gotta spend
you have to, yeah.
as much time as you can with your family, you know, because a lot of time that's given to you, and you know, you waste. You can't get that time back.
Yeah, no facts. You can't. Literally, you can't. Especially with people like your grandparents.
People that you love, yeah,
like,
for sure.
Because like I realized, like yo, not everybody even fucking has their grandparents, and I'm like yo, like I was fortunate.
You just gotta have priorities, you know, like you said, like with the whole relationship thing, and you gotta put family somewhere. You gotta put work somewhere, you know. You gotta have priorities. So it's like if you have too many priorities right now that you gotta deal with first, then there's no point of you looking into like
find
a relationship.
More shit to add
you know,
to the list.
It's just shit that you don't probably need.
It's just extra shit, yeah.
But if you're you know, if your schedule is looking clear and you're you know, like you don't have nothing going on, then yeah, for sure you can. That's what you want to look into. Then that's what you look into for sure.
That's tough. No, I definitely fucking agree with that. Priorities are a massive, massive fucking part, and that's where, as a creative, like you gotta get that shit sorted. I mean, obviously, don't have every minute of your day scheduled like some people do. Like I can't do that shit.
Yeah.
Like I just can't write in a fucking schedule.
I mean, I want to be. Honestly,
fuck?
I want to do that stuff. Like
I wish I could do that.
I wish I could do it too, and eventually, like, you know, when everything is more stable, like I want to be doing that. But right now, like it's kind of like
it's not easy.
A lot of it's not easy. Yeah.
Because everything's everywhere.
There's a lot of off the top stuff going on.
Like, because right now, it's the prime time where you take opportunities, especially at this age. You gotta take you gotta grind. So, yeah, taking care of your health is important. But I'm so busy doing my shit. Like by 25, when I actually need to start taking care of my body, by that point I might be already well off where I need to be, and then I could focus on that. But right now, like, you know, setting times and shit through the day, yeah, it's efficient, but it's just, bro, I'm living my life by a fucking schedule. I can't do that shit. Like, it's just not even that it's not just not fun, but it's just, bro, I can't do it. Like that in itself takes time.
Yeah,
to schedule the fucking day like that on itself wastes so much fucking time. So, but I feel like, yeah, the whole priority thing definitely fucking important. And for those, you know, guys that are still in school, whatever, they're like early on in the game, whatever, like, set your priorities straight. Don't waste your time going to no fucking parties unless it's like some, like, you know, executive party or some shit that's actually gonna get you some connections. Don't fucking go to that. It's just pointless unless you have all that extra time, whatever, like, you know, like you're on vacation or whatever. That's different. But there really is no vacation time at this point in like your life. Like, I'm basically on, like, I'm kind of like how, like, you know, like in emergency services where it's like you're just on 24-hour call time. Like, any moment of the day, if someone calls me, I'm ready to go. Like, there's no way, like, there's no moment where you can't call me, because it's like I'm in this point where I got to be
locked in
on my fucking A game right now. Like, literally, you got to be in your A game.
That's lit. That's how it should be.
Where did you get your overall, I guess, music style? Because I think your style, and I've covered it in a few articles, is a pretty unique sound that I haven't heard. Like, there's aspects of it that I think, because people love to put labels and shit.
Right.
But just off, like, you know, off of that, you know, like, incentive of doing that shit, like, you've got a few things that, like, you know, some labels they can put on you, but overall, it's something different.
Honestly, yeah, like my sound, if you're talking about like inspirational vibe,
yeah.
From that point of view, like I get really inspired by like fashion. You know what I'm saying? So
I fuck with that.
So like me getting inspired by fashion, I kind of throw that into my songs. Like, not talking about fashion, but just the whole vibe, you know? Because at the end of the day, I'm an artist. You know, you can call me a rapper, you can call me art, whatever, you know.
Whatever the fuck, but like, you're an artist.
Like, putting a label on it, yeah. At the end of the day, I'm an artist. This whole thing that we do is art. It's more, you know, to my brain, to my mind, it's art. You know, so it's like the way it's composed and everything is like, it's all a vibe. You know, it's like the way you feel from it and shit. And as far as like who I'm inspired by, like who I throw in there, you can say like the Salt and Pepper. I'm really inspired by. A lot of people actually say like they can hear like Juice WRLD in my songs, you know, like that deep voice or whatever. They can see Post Malone vibes in there. But like, you know, those guys, I listen to those guys a lot too. I throw in I don't know. You can hear a little bit of Travis Scott. Like I don't even know. Like not even to be naming like big artists, but I know it's like it's not just like it sounds like one person or it's like
that's the thing.
or it sounds like
it's
somebody. You know, it's kind of
yeah.
just like it's just kind of mixed up, stirred up, and it's just my own thing.
Yeah, but I think the one thing that I was guilty of a lot earlier on is that like when you just listen to a bunch of other motherfuckers, you start even if you're not
you start sounding like them.
like you start sounding like the motherfucker. Like I'm starting to do shit like the other motherfucker. And it's like
I
don't want to, but it's just your brain is because you just
it's just
watch.
that's all you know. You know that's all.
That's why a good idea is if you're trying to get inspiration wherever, just listen to your own fucking album. Literally.
Yeah.
Like that's all I have to do with my own shit. Look at my old work. Eventually, even with the new apartment and shit, I'm gonna start putting up like pieces of the videos and stuff. Just waking up in the morning and seeing your accomplishments on the fucking wall, right there when you wake up. That's the that like you don't need more inspiration than that.
Yeah, for sure.
Literally, so
because you yourself is the brand that you're trying to, you know.
So and the only way you can grow is by being yourself and being unique.
Yeah,
it's not easy early on. And like, look, if you're just starting off, I would advise to just take the time to examine one person you fuck with and try to kind of emulate what they're doing. Because that's a good way to learn how to kind of
thing is, like,
something, and then you.
Not everyone's gonna have like the same path as the other person, you know. So it's like you can follow one artist and be like, yo, like this guy made it like this, you know, or like this guy did this, and then you got viewed by this person, and then he made it, you know, or you know this got him the most views, blah blah blah. You can't really base your brand or your vision or
the
your
whole thing off.
You know, you can't base your plan off another person's path, like because the path that you may have or your circumstances, your surroundings, like it's not going to be the same. So you gotta you have to be yourself. You know, you gotta be true to yourself. You gotta know how your life is. You can't really base it off one person. You just gotta go off natural feeling about your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really copy or kind of there's no formula. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's
no formula. You can't copy somebody else's formula because it's not gonna work. Not always gonna work.
It's possible, and that's kind of where the whole industry plan is, where it's like there is a formula that could work, but people see through that shit easy.
Yeah, like
you know?
like,
it's not genuine.
It's just honestly, that works too, but there's no longevity in that.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. It's possible if you're so fucking talented, like people love your music, like Billie Eilish, all these other, you know, like it's possible, but you have to have like those. You know, few successful ones, they at least had something to offer, like quality personalities.
Yeah, they're different.
Like,
you gotta be
they did something with that opportunity.
Yeah.
But you know, like you gotta carve your own path, and that's kind of what I've been doing. And I feel like every artist I work with they're doing that too. Like I'm not gonna try, you know, like I ain't trying to work with another artist that's trying to copy another one. And it's like not that like do you and shit, but it's like, bro. You don't have enough creativity to even comprehend what I'm gonna offer you as a video idea. Like, okay, so I guess for the last and final question for the for our little chat today would be kind of like, what is your overall, I guess, goals or plans for the future? Or actually, before we even get into that, the first one, so far, in terms of like what you've accomplished just in this like short amount of time, like. What do you like? How where do you think you're gonna be in like the next 5 years? Like just off of like use so far what you've accomplished in this amount of time, like and then just compound it in like 5 years or whatever. Right.
Like the speed that I'm moving at right now is slower than what I want to be moving at. Right. But in the next 5 years, I do want there's a couple of things on my list that I want done. You know, in the next 5 years. One of them being I do want to own property.
Oh, that's
right.
That's,
so I do want to own some sort of real estate.
Yeah.
And because I don't right now, I don't own. I'm just being honest. I don't own no real estate. Yeah. Right. Like I want to be. So I want to have that. Far as music goes, I want to have an album out. Right. I want to have at least in the next 5. We're talking 5 years. So actually, by the end of this year, you guys are gonna get an album from me before the year ends.
That's sick.
So that's the first time I'm announcing that. You guys are gonna get an album by the end of this year. But next 5 years, like I'm trying to release an album every year, man. You're right. Yeah. Trying to get at least 5 albums out. Trying to be
5 years is a long fuck. I mean, it's not that long, but at the same time, like so much can change in just a month. Like this year, the amount of shit that changed for me is wild. So I could just imagine.
No, a lot can happen in a year. You're right.
It's crazy. Not even just like 6 months, bro. Like it's actually crazy. But 5 years, at least 5 albums. I want to say, obviously, like you can set like, don't even say it out loud, just set a milestone of like where you want your numbers to be, even though numbers are not like really important, like that's not art.
I mean, yeah, I want
like,
my
just
numbers
have
to
some
be
business sense
for sure. My
really.
numbers, I want them to be kicking, but like next 5 years, property.
The most important stuff, property.
Is property
5
and
albums, at least 5 albums.
I mean, yeah, I've released a lot of music, and I wanna kind of, you know, as far as my brand, like, which is Moeski, my self-named brand. I kind of want it to be like a business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want to knock down that door where it's like, now I have merchandise. Now I've tapped into like, you know, like anything like.
Since you're into fashion, just like me, I'm tapping into so many fucking doors with DMTV. Like just this year,
Yeah.
like right now we're gonna do our fucking show.
Yeah.
Coming up, like a little showcase, which we got some unique stuff going. Dropping first merchandise and stuff. So yeah, 2022 is gonna be a fucking massive year. But 5 years,
Yeah.
with the rate things are moving, like they're moving faster than ever. It's
Yeah,
like,
you're
bro,
going in. You're dropping like I saw you drop like what, like how many music videos you get this year?
Honestly, I mean, like probably like I don't even know, like 12, 13, like not that many, but
That's
each one's
crazy.
a hard hitter though.
That's like
That's the
once a
thing.
month. That's like once every month.
Basically, I mean, like next year it's gotta be like 2 a month. Like I'm trying to push
Yeah.
for 2 a month. Not that it's forced videos, obviously not. It's good, like, but just to push the creative juices even more and just push myself forward, because the growth has to be through consistency too. Like regardless of how creative I want to be, like I can't be that guy who posts fucking 5 times a year when I haven't even made it yet. Like you gotta at least have some sort of push early on, even if you're kind of juicing yourself too fucking much. You got to get to that point of like you're somewhere. Now you can slow down, because for example, kind of like how some artists want to be like Cardi, where it's like they post once and then they disappear for 2 years. Bro, if you're fucking no one, you're not gonna. Cardi was posting like more than you can even imagine when he was small as fuck.
That's crazy.
why
That's a
he's
good
here
point,
now.
actually.
Like, bro,
yeah.
he was probably posting more than, like, he was probably the most annoying fuck on the internet back when like at the early day, because he was just trying to make his name. Now he can post once fucking a decade and still get people going crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
So it took him time to build there, but like you can't laze around until like, cause like in your mind you think people give a fuck, but there's so many people out here that are doing shit. That's why I'm like, I realize like, yo, I can make my videos. Every video is crazy, but I have to find a way to make 2 videos a month, and every single
You
one.
just gotta have content for people to look at. You're right.
Yeah, like you gotta have more. Like
I gotta
don't overdo
release
it.
more.
Don't overdo it. Obviously, keep quality, but you gotta have content.
Yeah, that's what the main reason I'm kind of slow with it is because I'm so like picky with
Me too.
quality.
No, trust.
You know,
I know it's the same thing.
over
like,
quantity. Over quantity, I want quality. So it's like I'm like, fuck, no, I don't like this shit. So
yeah,
I like a song, go record it that night. I'll play it like 1,000,000 times. I'll play it like 1,000 times, and then I'll be like, like, you know, I could have done better. And then it slows you down. So it's not even like, for me, like personally, like I don't know about other people, because other people like the whole Cardi like thing that you brought up.
Everyone's different.
Like you know, maybe they're like, oh, like nah, like I'm gonna do this once in a while, like, you know, like move sick for the image or something. It's not even like that for me. It's just quality over quantity, right?
Yeah.
So it's like right now I'm trying to make a
quality,
lot more
faster.
music.
Yeah.
You know, and then that way I have a lot more to choose from and a lot more to release.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to do coming years too.
Facts. It's just you gotta. That's where the whole organization and priorities, like you can make good music, and a lot of it, same thing with me. I can do more videos, do more shit.
Yeah.
At the same time though, I realize like you gotta have mental clarity. So like I do give myself a lot of time to enjoy myself. Like I could be doing way more. Like a lot of people think I'm doing a lot, and yes I am. I could physically, time in the day I could do more, but I know that if I do more, I'm gonna fucking like just fry myself too early. You know, like like you gotta learn your limits in terms of like happiness too, because everything's important about happiness too. Like that's where for me, like I fight for everything I do, because it's got to be done right. If it's not done right, then fuck it. Like it's not, you know, because like, it's like even though it's business, it's like there's always a way to make an agreement where we all kind of win. And it's like, because at the end of the day, we're all in this shit together, especially for Toronto. Like for me, it's like that's why I hate, you know, if there's ever a problem, like you gotta fix that shit. Don't fucking sweep it under the rug. Don't tell the other person to fuck off, because like, bro, at the end of the day, like if we're both in Toronto, like we're gonna see each other again one day, or you know, whether or not we want it or not. Like DMTV is like, regardless of if whoever's watching this shit, if you fuck with me or not, like regardless, like I'm gonna be there and you're gonna see my name bare times. Like, you know, like that ain't gonna stop it. So it's either you fuck with the movement now or or you know, like
tell them,
or literally gonna be fucking forced to do it. Because I'm telling you, anybody that fucks up their relationships early on, I'm like, bro, like 5 years, like, bro, fuck 5 years. 2 years from now, you be wishing that like you didn't, because now 50% of the industry is now not available to you anymore.
Yeah,
like
we just gotta honestly, as Toronto as a whole, we just gotta. Cause you already know how the city is. Like everybody talks about it. Like at this point, it's cliche. It's like
it's literally
nobody
cliche.
wants each other to blow up, or you know, they try to bring you down or whatever. Everybody hates on each other, envies each other. But like we really gotta come together. Like,
no, literally,
sure.
and
I see that's what you're trying to do though.
Yeah,
too.
that's the whole point of DMTV.
Yeah, with your whole with the DMTV stuff, it's just amazing. Like
and bro, there already are people that are doing that shit. Like I'm seeing a bunch of artists. Like for example, I'm gonna shout them out. Quasi and Fro, 2 artists. Came out of fucking like that, just met each other, now crazy best friends, doing a collab fucking shit. And, you know, it's like it's crazy. And then like a bunch of other artists that even on that underground meetup that I did in October, the 10th of October was crazy. It was so simple. I just brought my shitty fucking speaker out. We had a little cool thing. I did a speech. The artists kind of were able to play their underground music. People came together and it was like, yo, that's the type of shit that's like, yeah, it's small scale, very few people, you know, like only a few 100 people knew about it, but like fuck that, like that's what it takes though. You start off small. Now the show's gonna have a few thousand people that are gonna know about it. Then it's gonna just keep scaling up over and over and over again. And it's like, at the same time, like it can't happen overnight either. Like it'll take time to build the shit up. That's why I said to change the city, like my plan for changing the city, even if I'm like the biggest platform in Toronto, when you know like everybody wants to be on it, whatever the fuck, everybody is the biggest one. Even then, it's gonna take time. It's beyond even just the music. So like it's gonna take up even to the point of like changing the overall city, like you know, like giving people opportunities, like other job opportunities, like the amount of work that needs to be done in Toronto to help these communities that need the shit is fucked. Like
there's not a lot of us either. If you look at it, there's the
not.
population is very low. Like
in
for Canada itself.
Wait, isn't like 30-something million? I think.
Yeah, like apparently, I think California alone has more people than
which is crazy.
The country, which is crazy. So it's like there's not too many of us, but we just gotta work together and we gotta support whatever's going on and however, instead of bringing each other down, you know?
Yeah, and I think a good marketing plan I had, because at first I was like, yo, I just want to blow Toronto up, but I'm like, the best way to do it is that, look, everyone wants the American market, right? Everyone wants that market. I realized like, yo, the best way to do it is like, yo, we speak fucking English. We're literally the same as Americans. Just make them look at Toronto as another state, because it basically is at this point. Like, it's just another fucking state. But yeah, I mean, shit. It was nice conversating. It was nice talking. First fucking second episode. Thank you everybody for watching. We're gonna wrap this shit up. Thank you for Moeski for coming out, for sharing all that shit with us. This is the first of hopefully many interviews in your career. Obviously, keep them to a minimal. Do your thing, and I guess
be ready for a music video dropping.
Facts. The fucking DMTV exclusive, the Moeski Max collab. I'm telling you, this one is actually different.
You said it might already be out by the time this.
It's obviously.
But go check it out.
Check it out. Links are gonna be probably in this description, since this is obviously the same artist, the same fucking video, whatever. Check that shit out. Thank you guys for watching, and talk to you guys soon.
Peace. And I think you're the only guy doing it all right now, to be honest. As far as you're shooting videos, you're doing the whole behind the scenes stuff. You got your own channel going on, DMTV, your brand, and now you're doing interviews too. Like, this guy's going in. Shout out to you, stuff.